Hey there. Hope everyone's doing amazing, having a wonderful day or had a wonderful day. It's almost the end of the day here where I am. Yay. Had a wonderful meditation, great walk today. Really anchoring my energy into the form because for me and for those of you that are on a more of a positive vibration, a positive frequency, also known as heaven, but a label's a label. Remember that. And I'll go into that a little deeper here in a little bit. But coming from heaven, coming from a place where everything is possible, anything is possible, there's a solution for everything. There's no boundaries, there's no walls, there's no restrictions. We manifest everything instantly. Everything's bliss, everything's wonderful. Coming from that environment, which is in the ethereal realm, which is the angelic realm, which is the subconscious realm, which is the greater mind, which also you guys call your higher self. Whatever label you want to give it, but higher self has different levels. But anyway, let's stick to the point. Coming from that realm down here into the material plane where the vibration is so low, so negative, so unnerving, that it's very difficult for a high vibrational energy to come into a human form. The last time that I was able to bring my greater self, my angelic self, here into the material plane, what happens is the conscious mind, which is me, the physical representation you see. My name is Rebecca. Rebecca is the conscious human that has lived this life here for the last 50 years, okay? And my greater self, she has a couple of different names. It depends on what level we're looking at, what dimension, what layer. But whenever she comes into my body, not 100% yet, but when she comes in, she kicks my consciousness, Rebecca's consciousness, to the back. So I become a backseat driver, and she comes through in the front. And she takes over my form. You will see this when entities take on someone's form. They can do that. They can override that being and they can take over. Most of the time it's with a demonic energy because nobody really knows or has talked about what it feels like when you are overtaken by your greater self. That's more of a positive energy, okay? And then what she will do is it's almost like I'm a puppet on a string. I can see and hear and witness, like a third person perspective, everything she is doing, but I have no control. None. I can argue all I want with her. Doesn't matter. She moves at the speed of thought. She's way ahead of me. And when this has happened, she's taken over in key parts of my life in order for massive change to occur. I.e., when she took over, when I was having a conversation with one of my bosses. And she basically told him like it was, called him out, and I got let go. I was really upset because I was like, what are we going to do? But little distraction with my boy. Anyway, that's what happens when your greater self comes into your body. The last times that she tried to come in fully into the material plane, she doesn't like it here at all. Because my greater self, your greater self, her, is the little girl inside of me. It's my job to protect her. She's very innocent, she's very pure, and very powerful. And you don't want to fuck with her because she is that powerful. But she's naive a little bit. And when it comes to the material plane here, she doesn't like coming here because every time she does and she opens up, she's very kind, very giving, very loving, and gets easily manipulated, betrayed, bullied, you name it. She's been through it. So that's what created the walls that protected her and kept her from getting hurt anymore. Now that those walls are coming down again and that illusion and those barriers, she's starting to come back out again. And the last time I brought her out, she actually freaked out and screamed because she didn't know where she was. And I was in the background and she's screaming at these people. And I'm in the background telling her it's okay. They're friends. We're safe. Now, I bring this up because those of you that are, and you may know this, some of you know this, that I've connected with, communicate with, those of you that are in a human form with an angelic being, that is your greater self, you are going to go through this process. You are going to go through this process of like a chicken coming out of an egg is what it's like. The egg starts to crack. There's going to be light, extreme light coming through. And then that greater self is going to take over the human form. And then they will be here on earth. Every single angel is here on earth because we came here to do a job. That's what angels do. They do jobs. They're assigned a job when they're created, and that's their job. And they don't veer from that. And the other thing is that when God tells an angel something to do, they do it. They abide by God's will. Now, the angels that have fallen, basically meaning they disconnected themselves from God, those angels, yes, they still have the capacity to be an angel if they connect back to God, but they in essence have become more of like black holes, voids, extreme negative, narcissist, devil, whatever label you want to give it. It depends again on the level. That's why we came here. The light, the heaven, angels, we didn't want to come here. We don't like it here. Every time we come here, we get, again, bullied, beaten, tortured, murdered, killed. So we've learned over time, don't come here alone. Come here in numbers. Plus, the way we do things has completely changed. We've learned our lesson. Anyway, the point is that soon, very soon, you are going to start to feel the shift and the change. I don't know if you'll have the same experience as myself. You probably will, where your conscious mind gets kicked in the back and then your angelic self comes through. It is going to be quite a process. I have a feeling that at that point, there's going to be a gathering. At least that's what I've seen. A gathering of those that came here, the angels, so that we could do the job that we came here to do. How will that happen? Easy. It's a beacon. Angels have the ability to do anything. They are in every single dimension, ethereal, subconscious mind, like I mentioned, and the astral realm, which is your emotional body, and now here in the material plane. We're just happening to anchor into these bodies and fully take on the form, not as the human self. Yes, my human self will remain. She will look different. I will have the ability to shapeshift, change my identity, change the way I look, time, space. I mean, I'll be able to do all of that shit and more. And so will those others that are here with me. But our role coming down here in numbers is to a couple of things. Prove God is real, prove that God exists, show that angels are real in the physical and can do miracles, can do amazing things like Jesus said. This is what Jesus realized after he was gone. And then also, we are here to help our fallen angels remember the truth about themselves. We also came here to understand our fallen angel's perspective and what happened. Now, that's been the tough part, is getting, i.e. the devil or Samael, the fallen angel, to understand, hey, what you did was wrong, and God does exist. Here's the proof. Now, are you ready to come back home? Are you done with your timeout? Are you done with your temper tantrum? Because that's what happened. But those changes are starting to be seen in the material plane. So I'm very grateful for that. So our job is to unify. It's to unify, because a human form is light and dark. It is positive and negative. It's polarity. But when the system was created, when the universe was created, it was the divine mother and the divine father, the left hand of God and the right hand of God, extensions of God. Still God, though. Yes, they had an identity, a label, but they were not polarized at this point. They weren't light and dark. They weren't positive and negative. They were divine. The flames of God, the twin flames, is what these are called. Samael and Genesis. The new beginning in the Bible, the fallen angel. These are the twin flames. Whether they are seated next to God, or they decided to bring their energy into a form. They only became more polarized. They became light and dark because of the betrayal that happened, which caused these two to separate. Which is how you have the extreme polar opposites. The extreme left, the extreme right. The extreme positive, the extreme negative. And it's the mother that went extremely negative because of the betrayal by the father. This is what happened. This is why Samael, in essence, was kicked out of heaven, if you will, because he was supposed to create in love, not with polarity, but with divinity, because God wanted to explore the void. That's why God created life. But the thing is that there are the two. Everything you have been taught here is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And it's going to be really difficult to unwind. And it's going to be very difficult to get people to even take into consideration that what they've been taught and what they've known for tens of thousands of years was a total lie. It was to enslave them, which is exactly what it's done. You have an entire planet full of unconscious beings who are in reaction mode, who, if you butt up against their belief system, the way they think, they get pissed off, they attack, they shut down, they don't listen. And then they argue. They're not willing to see that, hey, what you've been taught could be wrong. Are you willing and open to see the truth? That's why we're here. Not for love, not for kumbaya. We are here, I am here, for the truth. To be the truth, to explain the truth, to say, hey guys, there's more to worship. There's more than just your father. Because your family system is a father and a mother. Why do you think the universe would be any different? Why do you think that there would only be one ladder, one side of the lineage that is father? And that's it? There's no mom, she didn't create anything? Because you were lied to, manipulated. No offense, but your Bible is a manipulation tool. It's a manipulation tool for many reasons. One, it doesn't have any writings of any women whatsoever. It oppresses women. It's all about God the Father and the Son. There's no mother and there's no daughter, which in the universe, the father and the mother created a son and a daughter because there had to be balance. The son and the daughter are Ra Shael, Ra the sun god, and Namenna, prayer. They were here during the days of Egypt. Look it up. All right? There's always had to be two. Balance. It's just like you and your body. You have two hands, you have two arms, you have two legs, you have two eyes, you have two ears. Hello? You're not cut in half, are ya? It doesn't make logical sense. And I know it's going to be so difficult to get people out of their conditioning. I get it, but it's coming. One of the things that's happening here real soon is prove it and protect it. And why do I say that? Because as someone who knows that she is an angel in a human form, it's my role and what I'm going to do is prove it. I came here to prove that this is an illusion, to speak the truth, to tell the truth, to show the truth. Prove it and protect it. And that prove it is coming really soon. And then it's also going to be the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Not polarized, not this old system. Anyway, I hope everything is going well. Again, if you have any questions or you just want to disagree with me, that's okay. I don't mind. Because here's the thing. What you believe, that's your beliefs. I honor and respect that. I just ask for the same. And I ask that you have an open mind. I understand what it's like to be a horse with blinders and only believe one thing. I get it. But if you do that, if you anchor yourself into beliefs that were written by men in a book that totally has no feminine perspective except Genesis, which is not even a Genesis's perspective, it's just Genesis, who happens to be God the Mother, who is the actual creator of the universe, by the way. She is the one that has the universe within her in the womb because she creates the children. Think about that. Men do not create children. They don't birth them. They add to it. They don't create them. Your Bible has been a manipulation tool, and so is your religion. I just ask that you stay open and get prepared, because once you start seeing the miracles, once you start seeing the things that an angel can do in the material realm, I am gonna push you to rethink your position on things, to open your mind and expand your mind so that you can grow, so that you can become greater than what you are, so that you can believe or understand the truth. Truth. Not some lies that you've been fed, but understand that there's more. And I'm sure you want to grow and you want to be better and you want to be able to do the miracles that I'm going to show you. But in order for you to do that, you literally have to change and be willing to change your whole belief system. Most people aren't going to want to do that. That's okay. I didn't come here to teach everybody. I tried that. Doesn't work. I came here to reunite with my family. And then there's more than just me working. There's many of us. And my partner. So that we can help the world, help humanity evolve into the amazing creations that they can be, creating their realities from a conscious perspective in every moment. Loving, being in love with themselves, with life, with other, manifesting and creating beautifully. Not what we're used to. Anyway, I hope you have a great night. Bye.